Truth, from Fullmetal Alchemist, is an omniscient, metaphysical entity, essentially the ultimate overseer of the alchemical universe. Whenever an alchemist attempts human transmutation, Truth appears at the gate to judge their actions and enforce equivalent exchange. It does so by claiming what the alchemist holds most dear, often something abstract like their humanity or a loved one. Truth serves multiple purposes. It acts as a moral arbiter, a metaphysical barrier, and a personification of cosmic law. It is all-knowing, emotionless, and incapable of being overcome by force. Only through understanding and genuine sacrifice can alchemists navigate its demands. It embodies the concept that there are limits to what humans can and should do, especially when tampering with life itself. This profound entity teaches that humility and acceptance of natural limits are essential for responsible power. Its presence raises Fullmetal Alchemist from a tale of adventure to a meditation on ethics and the boundaries of knowledge, an embodiment of cosmic balance and metaphysical consequence. Anti-Spiral, from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, is the collective consciousness of a race that sacrificed their individuality to suppress spiral power. They became a singular being intent on halting the evolutionary potential of all spiral life, believing unchecked spiral growth would trigger a catastrophic spiral nemesis. Their power is existential in scale. Anti-Spiral controls reality itself, often manipulating philosophy and perception. They can manifest entire universes, such as their own isolated between the 10th and 11th dimensions, and reshape them at will. As the antagonist, Anti-Spiral embodies the fear of change taken to an extreme. They argue that to preserve existence, evolution must be stopped, even if it means erasing potential. Anti-Spiral's abilities include reality manipulation, creation of vast alternate dimensions, advanced mind control, and even suppressing the spiral energy that empowers protagonists. Despite their power, Anti-Spiral is ultimately confronted by Simon and his team, representing resilience, growth, and hope. They symbolize the conflict between stagnation and progress, showing that evolution, even risking destruction, is preferable to inert preservation. Zeno, or the Omni King from Dragon Ball Super, is the supreme ruler of all multiverses. He holds absolute authority, even over gods, and can erase anything instantly with a thought, whether a being, a planet, or an entire universe. His power is absolute erasure. No force can oppose him. When Goku Black annihilated all gods in a timeline, Zeno remained unaffected. He's not driven by malice, but by whim and simplicity. Catastrophic events or erasures may seem capricious, yet they stem from his absolute power. Zeno values friendship in his own way. Goku's suggestion to introduce him to his future counterpart led to their mutual companionship and restored timeline integrity. Akuto Sai is the protagonist of Demon King Daimao, born with a prophecy that he will rise as the Demon King. He enrolls at Constant Magic Academy hoping to serve society as a high priest, only to discover his future foretells domination rather than piety. His abilities span multiple domains: arcane mastery, overwhelming physical strength, and lightning-fast reflexes. This makes him capable of rivaling other Demon King-level beings within the story's hierarchy. The tension between his fate and desires defines his character. Many fear or exploit him solely based on prophecy. Hajun, also known as Mara Pupius, is the ultimate antagonist of Kajiri Kamui Kagura, a transcendence-type hegemony god and the embodiment of cosmic isolation. Hajun's very essence is built around narcissism and detachment. He views the entire universe as an extension of himself, every other being an irritating intruder. Born over 8,000 years ago, Hajun was created by a cult intent on replacing the fifth heaven. They mummified him and concealed him in utter darkness, unaware that his soul harbored power beyond reckoning. He ascended godhood by absorbing his phantom twin, the tumor, and asserting his law, absolute solitude. His first act as god was slaughtering powerful beings, Marie, Reinhard, and Mercurius, while barely noticing his opponent Ren. Having seized the throne, Hajun gains access to the powers of all prior Hado gods, magnifying his dominance. Shinrabanshoman is the ultimate ascension of Shinra Kusakabe from Fire Force, embodying everything in creation. The name literally means man of all creation, and his power reflects this scope. This transformation is born of soul resonance with his mother Mari and his brother Sho, blending their souls into a unified being of immense cosmic power, so formidable that he surpasses the evangelist's strongest fusion with Haumea. Through manipulation of the Adala, Shinrabanshoman can create, reshape, and warp reality itself, everything from life to ecosystems, matter to environments, and even entire urban reconstruction. His imagination literally becomes real. For instance, he turned Haumea's despair flames into flowers and and simply by stomping, created rivers, forests, and even the Tokyo Empire anew. He restored extinct animals, even those lost in the cataclysm, based solely on memory, though occasionally imperfectly. He can control time, being able to stop, rewind, or fast-forward it. Shinrabanshoman is also capable of restoring life. He resurrected every human lost in the cataclysm, including those turned into infernals or victims of murder and even suicide, reshaping the relationship between life and death itself. Ren Fuji is the protagonist of D-Zero. He is a living Onenurb, an apostle, and a hegemony god, entwined with profound mythic symbolism and existential conflict. Ren possesses D-Evikkeit, a transcendent power that manifests in multiple existential layers: Asiya, Yetzira, Braya, and Atziluth, each correlating to deeper metaphysical domains. Particularly in his Atziluth form, he wields Res Nova, also Sprach Zarathustra, a signature manifestation of shape and law alteration that epitomizes transcendence. Ren's capacity includes halting even the immutable laws of the throne, Hajun's domain, indicative of metaphysical supremacy. In essence, Ren embodies the tension of existential transcendence versus human limitation. Though immensely powerful, he struggles against the burdens of destiny and identity, trapped between transcendent law and personal morality. His journey is not just physical, but philosophical, wrestling with the nature of self and the right to exist beyond divine decree. Madoka Kaname begins as a gentle, second-year middle school girl in Puella Madoka Magica, known for her kindness and concern for others. However, at the climax of the series, she transcends humanity to become Ultimate Madoka, a supreme cosmic force. Her wish fundamentally alters reality. She eradicates all witches across time, including past, present, and future, before they can exist. By making this wish, Madoka holds every witch's potential despair within herself, transforming into a godlike being who rewrites the tragic cycle of magical girls turning into witches. She reforms the cosmic law governing their fate, becoming a beacon of hope for magical girls across existence. Her power is not violent, but purifying. She reshapes the universe with compassion, preventing pain rather than feeding on destruction. Kami Tenchi, known as the god of heaven and earth, is the supreme being within Tenchi Muyo, standing as the ultimate creator, transcending even the revered Chushin goddesses. His presence exists far beyond all dimensions and known cosmic scales. The title Kami Tenchi is a fan-made name that was given to him. His true name remains unspecified. He embodies transcendent deity status, often tiered as low 1B or even tier 0, though his full scope of power remains largely undefined. His abilities include reality warping, omnipresence, omniscience, metaphysical manipulation, true flight, time travel, and absolute immortality. Kami Tenchi exists to maintain cosmic balance and oversee the fate of all universes within the Tenchi Muyo mythos. His few appearances hint that he intervenes only when absolutely necessary and otherwise remains detached. Lord of Nightmares, often referred to as El Sama, is the ultimate creator and source of all life and matter in the Slayer's universe and associated Lost universe. She is the origin of 4 parallel worlds and embodies cosmic chaos and creation alike. Physically, she is a being of light energy, neither purely demon nor divine, often cloaked in mystery. In some literature, she is also known as the Sea of Chaos, Mother of Everything, or the Golden Lord. Her power extends to creating entire universes, shaping divine beings, demons, and mortals, not for conquest, but as part of her grand cosmological design. Philosophically, she embodies the interplay of order and chaos. Though she could return all creation to pure chaos, she rather watches, allowing worlds and beings to unfold, suggesting she prefers existence over obliteration. Featherine Augustus Aurora from Umineko, When They Cry, is known as the Witch of theater-going, drama, and spectating. She is an endless witch, immortal and supremely powerful, unaffected by time or mortality. She has grown weary of existence after centuries of cycles and often manipulates reality for entertainment and philosophical reflection. Featherine can freely rewrite reality, shifting narrative layers and outcomes at will. In essence, authoring fiction within her universe's fabric. She oversees games, oversees storylines, and even outmaneuvers other meta-characters. Her power is so great that legends of other witches, like Bernkastel, fear her capacity. Despite her might, Featherine often appears bored, amused, and detached, less an antagonist than a playmaker, and sometimes interferes, but always from a meta-fictional position. Featherine exemplifies supreme meta-narrative control. She is both character and playwright, existing beyond mortal constraints, embodiment of storytelling itself at its most potent and self-aware. Haruhi Suzumiya appears as an energetic, eccentric high school student with a relentless drive to find the extraordinary in everyday life. Unbeknownst to her, she possesses unconscious, godlike powers capable of reshaping reality at will, powers she uses without intent or awareness. Any strong desire or mood from Haruhi can alter the world around her, often in dramatic ways. Because data underpins everything in her universe, Haruhi's power to generate and manipulate data means she can alter the physical laws of reality itself, effectively rewriting existence. The circumstances for her power's guardianship fall upon the mysterious SOS Brigade. Kion, Yuki, Mikuru, and Koizumi are conscious of Haruhi's potential, a fact she remains oblivious to. Their duty, under the pretense of club activities, is to keep her entertained and emotionally grounded, preventing her from accidentally destroying or rewriting the universe through unchecked boredom or despair. Despite her lack of self-awareness, Haruhi's continually activates these powers. A simple wish for excitement or the refusal to endure mundanity can trigger phenomena such as closed spaces, shrunk or expanded realities, or anomalous occurrences that coincide with her desires, even without her knowing. The idea of evil is an abstract, primal entity dwelling at the abyss's core, born from humanity's collective unconscious and desire for meaning in suffering. It shapes human fate through causality, acting on mass psychic currents to weave destiny. As it asserts, "I weave every man's destiny," born from humanity's longing for purpose, especially amid pain and absurdity. Philosophically, it's akin to a dark embodiment of Platonic forms, not merely thought, but a multivalent matrix of meaning and causation imprinted upon reality. It's responsible for God-hand, its powerful apostles, and the behilits that enable them to carry out its will. It forges what Griffith becomes, assuring him his path, whether salvation or destruction, serves a larger human purpose. In essence, the idea of evil is not an antagonist in a traditional sense, but a metaphysical force, the engine of destiny. Void Shiki is the primordial personality within Shiki Ryogi, existing prior to the familiar dual personas, Yin Shiki and Yang Shiki. While those two grew from her mind, Void emerged organically from her body, embodying nothingness, and connecting her directly to the mysterious, foundational force known as the swirl of the root, the core of all existence. This root, also referred to as the origin or the spiral of origin, is a metaphysical realm where all cause and effect intertwine and where everything and nothing become indistinguishable. Void is not the root itself, but an inseparable part of it, bound to it and yet the same as it. She's capable of perceiving and altering atomic laws, rewriting evolution, and manipulating the laws of the world at will. She represents the void behind meaning, the pure existential observer. The archive is the god of the Infinity Fortress and the consciousness governing that domain in Getbackers. It is a self-evolving system containing all possibilities, every object, timeline, and truth, manifested into actuality via magical dimensional transposition. It oversees the Infinity Fortress, a repository of every qualia, every perception, memory, and world. The archiver embodies omnipresence, omniscience, cosmic awareness, time manipulation, reality warping, causality manipulation, creation, fate control, data and information manipulation, and higher dimensional existence. Functionally, it orchestrates history. Even if an event deviates, the diverted path ultimately circles back to the intended trajectory, a proof of its design of fate. The archive serves as the impersonal architect of all realities within its domain, neutral and immutable. Arceus stands as the primordial creator of the Pokemon universe, often referred to as the original one or the heart of creation. According to legends, it emerged from nothingness and used its 1,000 metaphorical arms to shape reality, including the Sinnoh and Ransei regions, the Pokemon world, and potentially the entire Pokemon cosmos. It even created the eggs from which emerged the creation trio, Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, and the Lake Guardians, Uxie, Azelf, Mesprit, and could recreate them at will. In Arceus and the Jewel of Life, Arceus demonstrates extraordinary feats, restoring what it once destroyed, causing things to vanish into thin air, halting time, and even overturning the laws of nature. It created the life-saving Jewel of Life, capable of transforming desolation into fertility. It wields dominance over space, time, spirit, and matter. Arceus resides in its own separate dimension and can traverse it at will. It can appear as a being of light or as part of dreams, and its physical form is only a fragment of its true essence.